I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
Hey guys! Hey you guys! What is up everyone? Today we've got a Bleach 634 review, and just let me say that this chapter, it flipped between the present time and the backstory some more. Awesome. Okay, I know that last chapter I was like, man, I hope this is done, I hope this is over with, but this one was definitely cool. Unfortunately, some of the things that I called last chapter did in fact happen, so, or from what it seems, and we'll get into that. But first of all, let's get into the chapter. So, we have panel 1, okay? Two souls clashing, crashing, bending, or blending, I don't know, depending on the translation, I guess. Anyway, Bazz gets thrown back after he gets cut across the stomach. He's trying to get up. Haschwalth walks up, give up Bazz. His Majesty has nothing to gain from us fighting. Bazz in bad shape and he just coughs up blood, and you know, he starts laughing. He's like, he won't gain anything? Of course, I came here to kill him. And then he does his burner finger 4. So Haschwalth's like, I told you to stop, and then we finally get Bazz's real name. And at first I was wondering if it wouldn't have been Bazzard Black instead of Buzzard Black, because in the original, whenever Bazz was first introduced, people called him Buzzby when really it was Bazz. So I thought maybe it said Buzzard Black, and I thought maybe a translation would come out where it was Bazzard Black, but it didn't. So his name's Buzzard Black. Anyway, he starts running, well, he dodges the burner finger, and you know, Buzzby's like, Bazz's like, where are you going? And are you scared of losing to me? He's like, are you just gonna run away again? Then he yells Jugo, and then we get the title and the chapter number 634, Friend 4. And we get to the back 3 years after the last chapter's ending. Just stop it. Haschwalth's saying he's well dressed in his Sternroder uniform. Personal fights between Sternroders are forbidden. They're punished with the death penalty. Man, Lord. It's like, no matter how many times you provoke me, I won't fight with you. Bazz kind of, you know, whatever, looking on, and Haschwalth just walking away. Then we get the character who kind of looked like Ishida a little bit. He says, you know, it must be annoying being pestered by the noob. It's like, maybe you don't seem influential enough as a captain. Maybe you don't have enough pull. And then Haschwalth's like, could be. He's like, I'll follow your example, Vice Captain Hubert. So we get a name for that. Anyway, Hubert begins to say, that noob, that's the monkey from back then. He's like, I'll do something to fix his attitude. But Haschwalth repeats, you know, personal fights between Sternroder is punishable by death. Are you going to die just because, you know, you want to teach him a lesson? Hubert's like, well, if no one sees me, His Majesty will never know. And that's when Haschwalth says, I'm always watching. Hubert, pretty pissed off face on his look a little bit. Anyway, you know, we get a pretty pouty looking Bazz pulling an arrow out of the ground and says, 3 years since you disappeared with Juhabak. It's like, when I was able to enter the Sternroder after 3 years, you had already become captain. It's like, maybe you were actually always their captain. I wouldn't know because I wasn't there. Anyway, you kept dodging my provocations over and over, no matter how much I snarled at you. It's like, you never once agreed to fight me. Don't kid me, fight with me. I haven't lost to you yet. Not yet. And then we get President Tense, blood's flying, and this is really jacked up a little bit. And this will definitely, if the anime ever comes back, this is getting censored. But Bazz, he tried using his burner finger 1. Haschwalth cuts his whole arm off, and it flies and hits a pillar, and it just slices the pillar in half. And Bazz is like, holy crap, and he's just watching his arm fall out. But immediately after that, he finally, pretty much his whole, like, I guess it's like his ultimate burner attack, and it's burning full fingers, and it's just like a spiral of, you know, flames coming from each finger. Well, anyway, something happens where we haven't really seen since, like, we first saw Byakuya. he pulls the Byakuya move where he just like flies past him. It looks like he didn't even draw on a sword, and Bazz gets sliced, over the artery and across his heart, or across the shoulder area. I forget what artery that is. Anyway, he looks back and he's slowly turning to Haschwalth, bleeding profusely, and he ends up grabbing his coat. He says, "I lost Jugo," and he's kind of lamenting that. Jugo is Haschwalth's just looking on. Anyway, he continues to say, "Things never go as one wants. It's like I thought losing to you would be more shameful." And he's got a little bit of a smile on his face. Haschwalth, it's hard to pull. He has no emotion. His eyes, you can't really see what he's thinking. He's got a little bit of a frown, but right as soon as that, it's like as his consciousness fades, young memories reflected in his eyes, and he starts thinking about when he first met Jugo, and that very moment when he says, "You'll be my subordinate or my henchman, Jugo," and it's like, and then let's be the strongest Quincy's. So anyway, in these panels, while he's thinking this, Haschwalth's like, "Alright, killed you." He's walking up the stairs, just ignoring the fact that he just killed his friend. As, to me, he's ignoring the fact. While Bazz on his death, dying, and the last person he's thinking of is when he first met his best friend. And, we get, when Let's become the strongest Quincy's, we slowly see Bazz eyes close, and when he finally says Jugo, that's the end of Bazz. So, like I said, last chapter I called it, he's dead. A lot of times we don't get confirmation. This could be a little thing like what Renji happened when he fought Byakuya, where, he fell over and he was unconscious but then got saved. But this is a substantial amount of damage. And like I said a couple chapters ago, if you aren't a main character or like a captain or something like that, you're kind of immune to death, other than the captain commander, but I'm just saying the more popular ones, immune to death. But these characters who just kind of like, they're cannon fodder, is like, whatever. So he gets it. Nothing you can really do about that. It sucks because Bazz was a cool character. I felt like he should have been one of the surviving Quincy instead of the zombie chick or whatever and all that. Like, he was one of the better Quincy characters that just gets screwed. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Haschwalth and Drugrum or Jugo, what do you want to call him, and how much of a petty, like, he may be strong in the term, but he's also like really weak. To be like persuaded by Juha, just like, "Oh, I need you and you're my other half," like just for that, and just betray the guy that you've been growing with for all this time. And I know that Bazz was pissed off at Jugo, but still considered him his friend. He's a bad guy, but I just don't like, this is why I don't like Bleach sometimes. And I'm not saying that I don't always like it, but this is the problem I have with it. You have these characters who only get their backstory and only get any type of, development over a course of a battle, and one of them's gonna die because that's just the way Bleach works. Not only that, when they get killed, it's like it's no problem. And the way Jugo was when he was younger, and this is only like, I don't know, a 6-year split or 5 years or something like that. It's I forget how long it's. I had to go back, but it hadn't been really that long for maybe a substantial change. But he hadn't been. It's only been 3 years, with his best, and he lived with Bazz forever. It seemed like, since they were real young. So, he was a very timid kid, and who relied on Bazz, and then suddenly, boom, you're dead, and it means nothing, kind of thing. You have to be seen if that's true, but from what these panels are, he's walking away, no problem. Sorry, timer. Walking away, no problem, and when he cut him down, he didn't seem to have any problems with it, so, sucks to see him go. Rest in peace, Bazz. But like I said, I called it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of the chapter, and if, what you think of Jugo, and his character's development over the course of the battles and whatnot, and what we got to see out of him out of the backstory. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys later. Well, bye. Okay, bye. I don't know.